Seriously? Another monster attack. Well, it must be a Wednesday because it happens every single week. And yet here we are and we stay here in this town. Mummies and Draculas and Frankensteins and things popping out of swamps. You know what? I'm tired of this. I'm just gonna call someone to come and help. That's what I'm gonna do. Who am I gonna call? I don't know, somebody who can help. Hello? Good, you're here. That was fast. Yeah. Hi, I got a call. You needed someone to take care of something? I called. We have a monster problem. Okay, you got a problem here, right? Ghosts, right? It's probably ghosts. I'm totally equipped for that. No ghosts. It's not. It's not ghosts. I mean, I'm only equipped to take care of ghosts, but I mean, you know who you called, right? I don't know. I just called the first number that I saw. All right. That's fine. Ghostbusters. Perfect. See what I can do. Hey, are you Frank? Cool. Listen, nothing personal, bud. But I'm gonna have to take you down, okay? Just stand still. Alright, well, you have yourself a good day. You weren't the one I was looking for, apparently. So I'm just gonna, I'll just get out of here. Alright, okay, goodbye then. Hello everyone, welcome back to Solo Mode. My name is Jamie from Foster the Meeple, and I am here today with you to try and, defeat some monsters. It's October, it's Halloween season, and what a better time to fight some, classic Universal monsters. That's what I'm here for. Is that not what everybody else is here to do in October? And today, together, we are going to be playing Horrified from Ravensburger, designed by Prospero Hall. I wanted to choose a game for the month of October that was obviously just a little bit of a Halloween favorite. It's got a little bit of creepiness to it, some monsters, some terror, some horror. Some Horrified. Okay, so that is what we are going to be playing today, and we are obviously going to be playing the solo mode of Horrified. So as per usual, I'm going to go over the rules really quickly, and then we are going to jump in to see if we can defeat some super scary monsters. It should be no problem, really, at all to defeat them. I haven't heard that monsters are hard to defeat. I've seen horror movies. I know that they can die. So anyways, let's get into it. All right, friends, here we are. We are playing the original version of Horrified. Now, in the regular version of Horrified, you are playing cooperatively with your friends in order to defeat some different Universal monsters. In the solo mode, you are your own friend. And we love that. So there's a few differences that happen with the solo mode, but for the most part, it plays the exact same as the regular way to play the game. Now, in Horrified, you can choose different levels of difficulty. If you'd like an easy game, you pick 2 monsters. If you want a standard game, 3 monsters. And if you want to make your life super, super difficult, 4 monsters. Today, we're going to be playing a standard game, and I have selected 3 different monsters. So the monsters for today's game are going to be Dracula, classic vampire. We have the Mummy. Brendan Fraser is going to come and help us with that one. And then we have the Wolfman, who I am very partial to because I love Teen Wolf. I know it's different, but at the same time, is it? So I have selected a monster at 3 different difficulty levels. So Dracula is considered low difficulty, the Wolfman is considered medium, and the Mummy is considered high difficulty. So there's a variety of characters that you can pick and choose, mix and match. We also have Frankenstein and his bride, we have the Invisible Man, and we have the Swamp Thing, creature from the swamp, lagoon. Pretty sure that's the name of the movie. Anyways, these are the 3 monsters that we are going to be fighting. I will let you all know how we have to defeat them, but first let's get into kind of just the basic overview. Now, in Horrified, the game is played over a series of rounds until the game ends. Now, during the rounds, there are 2 different phases. The first phase is called the hero phase, while the second phase is called the monster phase. Heroes versus monsters. Very handy dandy. The game does come with a reference card that walks you through everything you can do on the hero phase, as well as what you need to do on the monster phase. So to start the game, we are going to need to select our hero. In the solo mode, you're only playing by yourself, so you get to choose one person. Typically in the game, you would kind of shuffle out the different characters and hand one out randomly, so we're gonna do that as well. But I do just want to highlight that there are quite a few different characters that you get to choose from. Now, one of them, it says to take out for a solo game, and that is the courier, because the courier's special ability doesn't really work in a solo game. So, farewell the courier. It's been a blast. So now we're just gonna shuffle these up, and we are going to select one at random and hope for somebody cool. All right, we got the inspector. So our character is going to be the inspector, which means we need to grab her little minifigure. So after you choose your hero, you will need to put them in their starting location. That is described on their little board. The inspector needs to go to the precinct. I feel like nobody is shocked by that. All right, where is the precinct? Boom, right up at the top. The next thing that we need to do is to deal ourselves 1 perk card. So you just take the card from the top, and perks are special actions that you get to do during the game, during your turn. They don't cost an action, but we get to draw one at random to start the game, which is great. So we got Show of Force. Choose one. Place the creature in any space or move any monster 3 spaces. Play during any hero phase. We get to leave that face up in front of us, so I'm just gonna put it down here. You can see right here. Now, one other thing that I do want to mention, since we just pulled a perk card, there are 2 perk cards that need to be removed from a solo game. That is Conduct an Investigation, as well as Special Delivery. They just don't function very well in a solo game, so you can remove those and put them right back in the box. I do just want to mention, of course, the standees do actually come with little standees, but just for the ease of this video so that you can actually see what's going on, because otherwise it looks like this, and that's not really super great. I will lay all of the heroes and the villagers down flat so you can see who everyone is and where they are. But typically they would be standing and not just laying around like a bunch of lazy butts. Okay, let's get into the hero phase. Now, in the hero phase, your hero may take as many actions as they are able to. That is outlined, once again, on their player board. So, as an example, the inspector can take up to 4 actions. She does not need to take all 4 actions. She is more than welcome to. Now, there's a variety of actions that you can pick and choose from, and you are welcome to do as many of those actions as you want. As an example, if you want to use all 4 actions to do the same thing, all the power to you, man. You go right ahead. The first thing that you can do is you can move. Now, your hero can move to any adjacent space. So, adjacent spaces are all connected by the beautiful yellow brick road. And no, we're not in Oz, but we could be because of the yellow brick road. So right now, the inspector could only move here in that action. The other thing you should note about movement is that there are going to be villagers scattered all throughout the village. So let's just say we have 2 villagers right there. Now your hero can pick up and move and drop off as many villagers as they would like as they're moving. So if I were doing 2 more move actions, I could move here and then here while carrying these 2 with me. Now, if I wanted to do another one, but I wanted to leave this lady here, well, there we go. We can leave her there. Now, each of the villagers has a very specific location that they would like to get to in order to, you know, go home and not be in the open where the monsters might perhaps kill them, eat them, do whatever monsters do. And so you're trying to get the villagers to those spaces. As an example, We have Dr. Reed here who is looking to go to the camp. So we are trying to get Dr. Reed to the camp, which is up in the top corner here. So once we get Dr. Reed to the camp, then we can actually remove that villager from the board and they are safe and they are no longer at risk, okay? Good job, Dr. Reed. You live to see another day. The next action is called guide. So you can guide one villager to or from an adjacent space. So if this were the scenario that we had set up, we can move that villager to us, or if the villager is with us, we can move them away from us. So we are guiding them, saying things like, hey, did you know that there's a werewolf running around? Then come here, let me help you. Get out of the streets. What are you doing? Next is pickup. Now in this beautiful bag, there are a variety of items. So at the start of the game, we are going to be placing items all throughout the village. These items are your ticket to success. Items, good. We want them. Let's just say that our hero is here at the inn and there are 2 items. If I want, I can pick up both of those items. Now they're mine and I have them in my own personal storage. The next action somebody can take is share, but because we are doing this game all alone, there is no sharing, okay? No sharing. Jamie doesn't share. The next action that I want to go over is the special action. So our hero does have a special action printed on their board. So any hero that has the specific words special action, that is an action that you are able to take, but it does cost 1 of your action points. Now, the inspector's special action is to place your hero in any non-water space with a monster, okay? So that's what she gets to do. She's very, very brave. So brave, such bravery. The next 2 actions that you are able to take all correspond with the monsters, okay? So there's a few things that you need to know about the monsters. Number 1, you can't just go around defeating them because that's just not how it works. You need to first advance them, and then once you've completed all the advancements, then you can kill them. So let's use Dracula as an example, shall we? So Dracula has 4 coffins that we need to scatter throughout the village. So they're going to the cave, the dungeon, the crypt, and the graveyard. Graveyard, crypt, dungeon, cave. So in order to advance Dracula, in order to defeat him, we need to smash all 4 of the coffins that are on the board. How do you do that? Great question. So if our hero is in the space with one of those coffins, then we can spend 6 plus value of red items. So right now, whoopsies, as an example, I have 3 items with a total value of 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Good math, okay? So that means I can discard these items and smash this coffin from the crypt, and then we'll put it right back on Dracula's board. So that is how we advance Dracula. How we advance the mummy. He's a little bit more complicated, of course. So the mummy has scarab tokens, right? We're going to be putting the scarab tokens onto the mummy's player board, and we are going to need to unlock a secret puzzle. So what we're trying to do is we're trying to get the numbers 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, all in the right spaces. So for the mummy, we need to go to the museum and we need to spend a yellow item. Then we get to make as many movements as the number on that item. So if we were to hand in this scroll of Thoth, I don't know if I'm saying that right, we would get to move the scarab tokens 4 times. Once we have all the scarab tokens in all the right places, we're able to defeat, which we'll get to in a second. So with the Wolfman, how we advance him is we need to go to the laboratory and we need to use blue items, okay? So when we get to the laboratory, we can place a blue item that we have matching its number to the item spot on his board. So we could place this blue 3 right there. Once all of those item spots are filled, then we are going to take the cure token that we've brewed up, and then with that we will be able to defeat him. So let's talk about the defeat action next, which is the last type of action you can take during the hero phase. In order to win the game, you need to defeat all 3 of these bad guys, okay? Dracula, the Mummy, the Wolfman, all need to be gone. Gonzo, okay? So how do you defeat them? Now, once you have completed all of your advance actions, you are going to then be able to take the defeat action. In order to defeat Dracula, you need to be in his space, and you need to spend yellow items that equal 6 or more. Then he gets removed from the board, and you don't need to worry about him anymore. Let's defeat the Mummy. So in order to defeat the Mummy, we need to be, you guessed it, in the Mummy space, and we need to spend red items that equal 9 or more, and he'd be gone, okay? One less thing we need to worry about. Last but not least, the Wolfman. So we need to, of course, be in the Wolfman space. We need to make sure we have the cure, which we will because we're playing solo, but if you weren't, it could be passed around to somebody else. And you need to have 6 total in red items. Then he's gone, and then you're a winner. Easy. All right, let's move into the monster phase because of course they need a turn, blah, 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 fairness, all that stuff. So the first thing that you're going to do on the monster phase is you're going to flip over a monster card and you are going to do whatever it says. So let's say that we have flipped this card right here. At the very top, it's going to tell us how many items we need to draw from the bag. We draw the items and then we put them in their corresponding locations, once again, which we've written at the bottom of the items. Next, we are going to do whatever the card says in the middle, okay? Now, there are 2 types of monster cards that we could pull. One of them is gray and the other one has a color. The color cards correspond specifically to that monster. Now, if we were to pull a purple card, that corresponds to the swamp monster who, you know what, is unfortunately not in this game. So if that's the case, we do not fulfill what that says. However, if we do pull one that we have a monster in the game, like this Mummy card, then we are going to have to make sure that we fulfill that as well, which is not, you know, super fun. So once this middle section is fulfilled, then we are going to go to the bottom section and we are going to do everything that it says, which is typically monsters attacking. So on this card, it is saying that the Mummy is going to attack. Then we're going to look over to this black section where it says how much they're going to move. So the Mummy is going to move 2 spaces. They will move towards whomever is closest, whether that is a hero or a villager. If the hero and the villager are equidistant, they will always go to the hero. If there are 2 heroes, which there won't be because we're just a single person, you get to pick and choose. So you're going to move them and then you're going to attack by rolling however many dice it says on the card. So in this one, it would say 2 dice. So we would roll 2 dice and that's an unfortunate roll. And then we would attack. There are 3 different faces that you could possibly roll on your dice. The first one being a blank, which is exactly what you want, but it's probably unlikely to happen. The second one is an exclamation mark. Now, the exclamation mark means that you're going to fulfill that monster's special power. Each of the 3 monsters has a special power that they do when the exclamation mark pops up, okay? The Wolfman is going to bite everyone in his space. Not polite. The Mummy does something super annoying and makes you flip face down one of the scarab tokens. For Dracula, you are going to place the current hero in Dracula's space, which in a solo game is always going to be you. Then we have this little POW symbol, and that is a hit. If one of the bad guys hits a villager, they're dead. Instant dead, okay? If they hit one of the heroes, well, also dead. But a hero gets to come back to life. But there is something that a hero can actually do in order to avoid death. So for every time that a monster hits a hero, they may discard 1 item in order to ignore that hit. If they don't want to, maybe they, they've had enough, maybe they just don't want to, or they can't spend an item, then they die. And that's okay. It's totally fine, because they're not dead forever. Apparently our heroes are also semi-immortal. So on the beginning of their next turn, they are just going to start in the hospital space. Now something also happens when either a villager or a hero dies, and that is we are going to need to put up our terror or our horror track. If the horror track ever gets to the top, you immediately lose the game. Now what's a little bit more complicated about a solo game is that literally we start at 3 instead of 0 because people are scared that there's only one hero trying to help them. So anytime somebody dies, this gets increased, we get to the skull, we're dead. So that is actually one way that the game will end. Another way that the game will end is if we are completely out of cards in the monster deck, and that just means it took us way too long to defeat the monsters. Not great. The other symbol that I wanted to highlight on the monster card is this little flame token. So the flame token is called Frenzy, and that means that whoever the Frenzy token is on of the baddies, even if it's not the one that just attacked, will attack. So when a frenzy monster attacks, they are going to also do whatever is in the black box. So this could potentially mean that we have two monsters wreaking havoc at the same time. That's the game. We are going to continue to do that until one of three things happens. Our terror track gets to the skull, our monster deck is empty, which means we lose, or we defeat all three monsters. With that being said, let's do this. So the first thing that we need to do is we need to draw 12 items from the item bag and place them in their corresponding locations. I have also put out the laboratory, which goes with the Wolfman, as well as the museum, which goes with the mummy. Okay, and we also placed our monsters out on the board. Dracula is in the crypt, classic. Mummy, museum, also classic. Wolfman's at the mansion. Why? Because he likes the finer things in life. All right, let's get into it. Now, we are going to be starting off with the hero phase, and I think that this side of the board is looking just a little bit more appealing to me, considering all of the monsters are over here and all of the items are over there. So, that's pretty good, actually. So let's start with some movement. I am probably going to actually do like 3 movement. So we're gonna go 1, 2, buckle my shoe. I do think that I'm actually going to go 3 here. And then with my 4th action, I will collect all of the item tokens. Okay, so those are my 4 actions, which means that we are already going into the monster phase. Yeesh. Okay, so for the monster phase, we are going to be flipping over a card, and that card is for the Invisible Man. Wahaha. So first thing that we're going to do is we're going to put out 2 item tokens. Okay, mansion and tower. Perfect. Then we are going to skip the middle piece because, of course, he's not even on the board. Even if he was, I couldn't see him. He's invisible. Now, if we look to the bottom, we have the mummy, the swamp creature, and Frankenstein that are going to be activated this round. But of course, we don't have the swamp creature or Frankenstein, so it's just going to be the mummy. Now, this is the first time that we're ever activating the mummy, which means that we need to hand out the soul sign to the player that activated them, basically, which is me, because it's solo and I'm responsible for literally everything. However, that does mean I have to move my hero 1 space towards the mummy. That's the only time that this needs to happen, okay? Now, the mummy is going to move 1 space. They're going to move as close as they can towards us, and then they're going to roll 3 dice. And I know you're probably thinking, there's nobody in their space, so what's the point? But let us just remember that their special exclamation mark ability is that they can flip some of those scarab tokens, which is not great. Perfect. So nothing happens. We love it. Back over to me. My turn. Okay, so I have blue tokens. A 2 and a 2. So that is helpful for the wolf man. But what I think I might like to do, I still think I'd like to stay in this area, and I want to go to the docks because there's some pretty sweet looking items in there. So we're going to move 2, 1, 2. With 3, we are going to pick up all of these items. Okay. And then we are going to, can't advance, can't do anything. Can't do anything. And my special action, place your hero in any non-water space with a monster. No thanks. That's going to be great for when we're trying to defeat monsters, but not right now. I will use my 4th to move back to the tower. Okay? Back over to the monsters. So let's pull a card. We're going to be pulling 3 items. Okay. Now where do they go? Camp, lab, ooh, theater. There you are. Theater. Perfect. Okay. Now this is a gray card, so we are going to be activating this. Place Dr. Reed at the Institute. Dr. Reed? Where's the Institute? Right here. Okay, Dr. Reed is at the Institute. Now, another great thing, sort of, the swamp creature is not in the game, so we are not activating this, right? However, we see the frenzy, which means that we are going to be activating Dracula. Yikes. Okay, so Dracula is going to move once and roll 2 dice. All right, so realistically, Dracula only has one option of where he can move. And then he's going to roll 2 dice. Nothing happens. Okay, perfect. Easy peasy lemon squeezy. Now we got this guy down here that we need to worry about. Classic Dr. Reed. Like, just stay at home, maybe, but whatever. All right, so we are getting up there with some yellows. But what I'd really like to do is smash that coffin, but I only have 1 red. So if I actually go here and then back, I think I might have enough actions if I go 1, 2, 3, 4, at least to get to that space to potentially do something about it next time. Man, this is going to be challenging. Oh. Okay, so let's do that. I'm going to move for 1, pick up a couple items for 2. I'll go 3 and 4 into the dungeon, which is exactly where I planned on spending my day. You? No? I am still saving my perk card just so everybody's aware. Realistically, the only thing I can do with it is move any monster 3 spaces, which I think I will most likely do when I'm trying to get to one of these locations, just so we're all aware. Let's pull a card. All right, so we need to put out 3 items. Shop, camp, inn. All right. And then the card is saying, on the move. Move the frenzy marker to the next monster. Okay, so we're moving it to the next monster, which is the mummy. And just for clarification, the monsters are specifically ordered by their frenzy number. And so the frenzy token has to move to the next highest frenzy number each time, unless it's at the top, in which case she goes right back to the bottom. Move each villager 1 space towards their safe location. Okay, so Dr. Reed is going to the laboratory. Then we are going to activate the frenzied monster. They are going to move 3 and roll 2 dice. Uh-oh, spaghetti-o. Guess who's closest? Dr. Reed. So the mummy is the frenzied, so they are going to move up to 3. To the laboratory, and then they're going to roll 2 dice and whoa, geez, and attack Dr. Reed. Oof, super dead. Super dead. So this is a good example. If there were 2 victims or 2 villagers, I should say, well, technically victims, in the space, the attacks would not carry over, just so we're aware. So Reed has died, which isn't great because that means terror in the village is going up. So not good. Okay, back to me. First thing that I am going to do is I am going to advance Dracula. So I'm going to do that by smashing the coffin. So I will be discarding 2 items. I have more than enough, 5, 6, 7, 8 total, and discards just get placed to the side. And then I will be smashing the coffin. So I take the coffin from the dungeon and I put it in the dungeon. Smash, okay, done. So that was one action. The next thing that I'm gonna wanna do, I do wanna start moseying down here. I really wanna get to the laboratory because there's already so many items in there. However, I need different numbers. That's fine. So I could move 1, 2, 3, 4, and I'm putting myself at risk, but I have lots of items, so I feel a little bit safer. Let's go. Actually, I'm gonna go 1, pick up this item because it's a different number than what I already have. 2, 3, because that will be 4 actions because the item is an action, okay? But what I could do in order to get the mummy the heck away is I could move them 3. I could go 1, 2, and move them to the church, which is exactly where they want to go, probably. Let's do that. Okay, I'm going to move the mummy 1, 2, 3 to the church, and that is my perk card that I have used, which hopefully will leave the laboratory a little bit more open for me. One can only hope. Okay, over to you, monsters. Alrighty, so we have former employer. Womp, womp, womp. We need to pull 3 items. Camp. Got lots of stuff at the camp. Precinct. Mansion. Perfect. Place Dr. Cranley at the laboratory. Everybody loving that laboratory. All right. It's fine. We have to activate the mummy again. But, so the bad guy that's being activated is the Invisible Man. He's still invisible to us, and that's fine. The problem in my mind, though, is that all of the ones that we're not using are coming up now, meaning that all the ones that we are using are still to come. Then we are going to move the Frenzied Monster, which is still the mummy. So he will move 1 towards the closest whomever, which is where it'll be me, technically. And then he's going to roll 2 dice, and nothing happens because he did not roll an exclamation mark. Okay? All right, so it is back to me. My turn. All right, I am definitely going to the laboratory, so I'm going to move 1, 2. Then I am going to gather these items. Okay. So that's my 3rd action. For my 4th action, I am going to advance Wolfman. In order to do that, I can only place 1 token. So I will be placing this 1 token right there. I have so many blue. If I can just stay at the laboratory and not die, I should be able to, over like my next 2 turns, advance him enough that I can bop him in the face and he's not a problem anymore. So those were all 4 of my actions. Back to the monster phase. Okay, so we are placing 3 items. We have Precinct, Mansion, Institute. Then we are going to place Maria at the barn. Maria. I don't know why Maria is insisting on being in the barn, but you know what? Whatever, girl, do your thing. So Frankenstein and the Bride are the tokens that are coming up. So once again, we are going to be moving the mummy. He is slowly but surely coming towards us. He's only moving 1. All right, roll 2 dice. Oh, roll 3 dice. Ooh, okay. So we have rolled 1 exclamation mark, which means that we need to flip 1 of the scarab tokens face down. And that is going to be the lowest one that's showing, which was the number 1. So that is now face down, meaning that we are going to have to flip it face up before we can do anything with it, which is annoying. But this is not worst case scenario because I haven't been attacked and I have all these blue items. I love it. Okay, so back to me. I am definitely going to be advancing. So we will advance for 1 action. We will advance for 2 actions. We will advance for 3 actions. And we will advance for 4 actions. Okay? And even if I get attacked, I still have 3 items that I can get rid of if I need it, although I fear for Dr. Cranley. But I'm going to get attacked before he ever does, so he's fine. He's fine. We're so close to defeating the Wolfman. All right, monsters, you're up. Oh my god, the mummy. Yeesh. Okay, so we are going to draw 3 items. You know what would be ideal situation right now? If we put a blue 3 at the laboratory. We're not. Dang. All right, so we got the barn, the institute, and the institute. Perfect. All right, move the frenzy marker to the next monster. Yes, okay. That's the Wolfman. Move each villager 1 space towards their safe location. Precinct, where are you? Okay. Boop. That's not great because now he's with the mummy. All right, so then we are going to activate the frenzied monster, which is the Wolfman. So the first time we activate the Wolfman, we have the hunted emblem, which goes to me, of course, because I'm playing by myself. And that means he will move 1 towards me automatically, okay? So this isn't awesome because he's definitely coming right at me. So he is going to move 3, and he's going to say, oh, no. Oh, Dr. Cranley. R.I.P. So he's going to move to Dr. Cranley's space because he is the closest and he will stop his movement. So he is going to roll 2 dice and he has killed Dr. Cranley. Ding dang. I wish that there was I probably should be trying to protect people more. I wish there was a way to lower that, but it might be in the perks, but I don't know. I need this, so I might move up because I also, but I am close enough to the museum that I could start to solve that puzzle. 1, 2, 3, but then I'm really close. It's probably okay. It's probably not though. I should probably run. Okay, here's what I'm going to do. I am going to move up to the barn and I'm going to gather all of those red items and hopefully then in my next turn, well, I won't be able to gather them to my next turn, and then I'll be able to take the little girl to camp because all she's thinking about is having fun with her friends. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so I will be at the barn if anybody needs me. So no item tokens are pulled. This is a card effect specifically for the swamp creature, and he's not here. He wasn't even invited, to be honest. So then we're going to go down. Now the Wolfman is actually going to go twice because he is frenzied as well. So he is moving 1, and he will move here, and then he will roll 3 dice. But there's no point in him rolling right now because he needs people in his space in order to do anything. However, because he's frenzied, he is going to move again. But once again, will not roll because nobody is in his space. Back to me. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to pick up all of those red items. So that's 1 action. Then I am going to go 2, 3, 4. Okay, and I'm taking the little girl with me. So those are all of my actions. Back to the monsters. Oh, great. Dracula's coming. Lovely. All right, so 2 items. Oop. Docks and the Abbey. Dracula's hanging on to them stakes. Hypnotic gaze. Move the hero or villager closest to Dracula 3 spaces towards him. That's me. Hey, Dracula, don't kill me. Okay, but he's not activating. But I'm in his space, which is annoying a little bit because, you know, I could go down here and smash that one. Joke's on him. Okay, so the mummy is going to activate, but the invisible man and swamp creature are not here. So the mummy will move 1, and then they will roll 2. Okay, and they hit no one because nobody's in their space. All right, back to me. So my original plan was to go up here, but I'm going to come down here. Yeah, let's go down here first. So that's one action. We will get rid of, we're going to advance, so I'll get rid of these 2 red items, which equal more than 6, in order to smash the crypt coffin. I might use my special ability to move in a space with one of the monsters. So I might actually just go up with the Wolfman and then move. Okay, so I'm close to him, but I'm also close to the girl and to the other coffin. So those are my actions. Monsters. It's a good thing I moved away from Dracula because he's coming right at me. All right. Woo, we have the Institute and 2 in the graveyard, which is down here. Then Dracula and, of course, the Wolfman is going to be attacking. So Dracula's moving 2. I don't want him to kill the little girl. All right, so he's going to roll 1 die, and it's an exclamation mark, which means that I need to place myself in his space, which is fine. So long as he's not eating the children, we're good. Then we are, and actually puts me closer to where I want to be. However, Wolfman is coming in and he's going to be attacking me once again for 1. So he has hit me for 1. So I will be getting rid of an item to prevent that hit, because I also don't want the terror track to go up anymore. Okay, so they've both gone. And so we're all good, sort of. All right, here's what I'm going to do. I am taking the little girl to camp, and I'm going to smash Dracula's not final, but I'm going to smash his other coffin. So come along, little girl. So we're at the camp. I am dropping her off. She is happy as a clam. So she's gone, and that means I get a new perk card, which allows me to move any hero 4 spaces. Ooh la la. That's pretty good. For 2, I'll pick up all these items here. For 3, I'll move into the cave, and for 4, I will smash that coffin because I have 10. All right. So we are getting close to being able to defeat Dracula. We have made no progress on the mummy, but we're also close to the Wolfman. I need to get to the inn. All right. So what I am going to do, though, is I do think that I'm going to use my perk to move the Wolfman, so I don't have 2 monsters so close to me. So I can... Oh, it's move a hero 4 spaces. Ooh. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so I think I'm actually going to use this to move to the inn. I was between these 2 spaces. 1, 2, 3, 4. But I think I need the blue 3 specifically more than the red 6. So I will go there. And that's all 4 of my actions. So moving on, monsters. All right, so we are going to draw 2 items. Tower. Burn. Okay. And then we are not going to activate because Frank was not invited to this party. Sorry, not sorry. And then we are activating the Wolfman. You'll love to see it. Like, why is he so obsessed with me? So he's moving 2 right at your face, and then he's rolling 1. Perfect. I will be getting rid of 1 item. I have this little 2 yellow, who needs it, to avoid any damage. And that's it for them. Back to me. Okay, so I will be picking up that blue item, and then I'm gonna book it. So I can move 1, 2, I can move here, which is where I'm gonna go. 1, 2, 3. Okay, so that's me. Here we go. Hurried assistant. So we're gonna put out 3 items. Whoa, 3 yellows. Mansion has so many items and nobody is surprised by that at all. Not even a little bit. Place Fritz at the tower. Fritzy. There you go. At the tower. And then we are activating the Wolfman. Once again, nobody is surprised. Frankenstein's not going to be activated, but the Wolfman is frenzied. So he moves 1 and he would roll 2, but we're not going to bother because his exclamation mark thing does not do anything. Now it's back to me. Ha ha ha. So here's what we're going to do. We're going to move 1, 2 to the laboratory. We are going to advance. So we have filled the entire board for the Wolfman. So I will take the cure for lycanthropy. Now, we need to get to his space, which I can do with my special action, but I don't have the tools that I need to succeed quite yet because I need 6 red. All right, so I did 1, 2, 3. I have 1 more action, and I don't care about these blue items. I'm not gonna do anything else right now because if I move closer, it's just putting me in a little bit more of harm's way. So we're just gonna say, no thanks. Awesome, the mummy's gonna go. No, that's the Wolfman. Okay, so 2 items. We have the tower and the inn, okay? So the Wolfman is being triggered. The hunt is on. If no hero has the hunted emblem, give it to the current player. I have it. Move the Wolfman 3 spaces towards the hero with the hunted emblem. Okay. Then Dracula is going to trigger, so he's going to move 1, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, so he's closer to this one. Then the Frenzied is going to move 1. Wouldn't you know it? It's the freaking Wolfman again. And then he's going to roll 2 dice. Okay, so he hits me 1, which is fine because I'll just get rid of an item. NBD, no big deal. And actually this is like, oh no, it's not perfect because I don't have the red stuff. He's too early for me to kill him, so it's fine. Okay, so that was the monster's turn. Now it is my turn, and I want to go... See, here's the thing. I need more red. There's 1 here, 4, and there's 1 all the heckin' way over here, and then there's a bunch down here. And I need at least 6. This might be a little crazy, but I'm gonna do it anyway. I'm gonna go 1, 2, 3, hey, high five, 4, to the museum. I know this is probably very dumb, but I do need to start working on the mummy too, and at least this puts me in a good spot where I can potentially get some items and do some stuff. So that's what I'm doing. All right, here we go. No items, and the swamp creature is not going to do anything. The Wolfman, though, he's going to move and then roll 3 dice, which he's not going to do. But he's frenzied, so he's going to move again, and him and the mummy are going to hang out, and they're having a great party. He's going to roll 3 dice, but it doesn't matter because there's nobody in his space. Okay, so now it's me, and I want to do some museum stuff. Okay, so I am going to advance in the museum. I will spend this 4 yellow in order to start trying to solve this puzzle. Now, one of the 4 moves that I can use is to flip over a flipped scarab. So I will do that. Now I have 3 moves to puzzle with. I gotta think about this. 1. 1, 2, 3. Okay, so that was 1 action. I will do that again. For 4 moves, I'll spend this 4 item, and I can move 4 times. 1, do 2, 3, 4. So for my 3rd action, I will spend my final yellow token to move another 4. I feel like bad at this. I'll go 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, we're getting there. So we have the 4, the 6, and the 2 are all in their correct spaces. And with my 4th action, I will collect the 2 items that are at the museum, which gives me a little bit of protection in case one of these 2 clowns wants to come and fight me. Okay, so we've made some good progression there. So let's see what the monsters have in store. 3 items. And Worried Fiancé is coming out onto the board. All right, camp, laboratory, barn. Okay. So, Elizabeth. All right, Elizabeth is going to the mansion. She's so worried that she needs to hide in a mansion. I can relate, let me tell you. All right, then Frank's gonna go, but he's not on the board. So the wolf man, of course, is going to go move into my space because he is a jerk, and then roll 2 dice. Okay, so he is going to attack because that's what the exclamation mark is. But he bites me. So every person in the Wolfman space, which is currently just me, is going to get a hit. So I will get rid of one of my yellow tokens. That sucks. Because I want to stay there and finish this puzzle. I'll get rid of one of the yellow tokens to avoid it. Ugh. I didn't want to do that. All right, back to me. And so I think while I'm still in the museum, I am going to spend my last yellow token, which is a 3, to work on my puzzle. I don't really know how to do effectively. 1, 2, 3. That's not good. I'm terrible at these kinds of puzzles. The worst. Okay, it's fine. That was my first action. I do think I'll go 2, 3, 4 down to the graveyard because next turn I'll be able to at least smash that coffin. Okay, all right, let's do this. Perfect. No items, and the mummy is doing mummy stuff. If no hero has the soul sign, but I of course do, if no hero has the soul sign, give it to the current player. I already have it. Move the hero with the soul sign 3 spaces towards the mummy. Pretty boy. Then the Wolfman and Dracula are going to attack. So the Wolfman is moving 1 and rolling 2. He hits me for 1. I will get rid of an item. Then Dracula is moving 1. And he will roll 2. And he hits nobody. Thank goodness he didn't get an exclamation mark. That would have been bad. Back to me. All of my hard work gone. I need to think about this. Because there's so many items in the mansion. So I think I might go into the mansion because I'm feeling fancy. 1, 2, pick up all of these items, if nothing else, for a little bit of protection. And then she wants to go to the tower. So I go over there. I think I'll go 3, 4. Because at least I'm getting a little bit away from these 2, but not really. I don't know. I've got some protection now. Monsters, 3 items. Laboratory, camp, inn. Okay, and then place Renfield at the docks. Okay, Renfield, you are at the docks. Of course Dracula would be the one that's moving. Of course he would. And the Wolfman. All right, Dracula's coming in, hanging out. He is going to hit me for 1. I will get rid of a blue item. Then Wolfman is going to move 1, 2. He's not quite able to get us, so that is perfectly fine. All right, if I can go 1, 2, pick up 3. 1, 2, 3. Dang it. Okay, I'm going to take Elizabeth to the tower. So we're going to go 1, 2. We'll drop her off, which gains me a perk card, which is great. I might actually take him with me and go 3 into the docks and then 4 to pick up this red item. And let's see what our perk says. Choose 1, place the invisible man at any space, or move any monster 3 spaces. I think like the Wolfman is the most punishing of them all. So I might move him 1, 2, 3 spaces. That's what I'm gonna do. Okay, so we've moved him. All right, so that's my turn. Renfield wants to go to the hospital and Fritz wants to go to the Institute, both of which are down here. All right. Whew. Monster. 2. Institute, oops, and church. Okay, Frank's not gonna do anything. So the Wolfman is going. See, I knew it. So he's gonna move 2 into the mansion, right where he started, and we're not gonna bother roll the dice. And that's him. Back to us. All right, so we have enough to defeat the Wolfman. So here's what we're gonna do. I am going to use my special action, which allows me to place my hero in any non-water space with a monster. Okay. Then I am going to defeat the Wolfman. We will spend our 6 red items, and I have the cure. Bloop. So he has been successfully defeated. Bye. Which means the frenzy token will now move back to Dracula. That feels good. Yeah. So we are going to get the Wolfman the heck out of here, so we don't need to think about him anymore. So that was just 1 action. So I want to go 2, 3 to the museum, and 4, we'll spend this token here to do some puzzling. 1, 2, 3. We're getting there, I think. I hope. Yeah, we're getting there. We could do this. Okay, so that's my turn. We are going back to the monsters. 2 items. Now we're cruising here. Cruising for a bruising. Institute. Tower. Flush with items. Okay, and then nothing's going to happen here. The mummy is going to move into my space because why wouldn't he? Okay, so he's gonna hit me. And I don't want the terror to go up, so I'm gonna have to, it's so annoying. I'm gonna have to get rid of my last item. I probably could have solved the puzzle with that. It's fine. Okay, so back to me. I need more items. That's what I need. So I'm thinking of coming up here with Dracula as my special ability. So we'll go, that's 1. And then I might go 2, 3, and then collect those items for 4. Because at least that's going to give me enough to smash open the last coffin. Yeah, I need yellow items too though. Urgh. Okay, that's fine. 2 items. All right, the precinct and the church. The church has lots of yellow items. And guess what? Creature? Nah. Wolfman? Nah. Invisible Man? Nah. No monsters attack. Ideal situation. I might use my special ability to come down with the mummy. So that's 1. Then I'm going to go 2, 3, 4. So I'm in the space with the coffin. I can't do anything about it right now, but hopefully I'll be able to live to see another day and smash it my next turn. Okay. Okay. Okay, that's fine, I think. So reincarnated soul. If no hero's soul sign, I do. Move the oh my God. Move the hero with the soul sign 3 spaces towards the mummy. Do you know how infuriating that is? Okay, and then Dracula is going to move. And 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 4. So he's actually going to move here. And he will roll 2 dice and attack no one. Ha! Okay, so I'm once again going to go 1, 2, 3, and I will smash the last coffin. Okay, so we're ready to defeat Dracula if we get a freaking chance to do that. So that was 1, 2, 3, smash. Smash. Okay, monster. We are slowly running out of time. All right, 2 items. Shop, church. So Wolfman, no longer a problem. Dracula is going to activate twice because he's also frenzied. Shoot. So he's going to move 1, roll 2. Ooh. So place the current player's hero in the space with Dracula. And then he's going to hit. So I have to get rid of a token. Then he's going to activate again. So he's not going to move, but he will roll 2 dice and he will hit me again. I'm living life on the edge. I don't want to die. So I need to defeat him big time. So I'm just wondering, I can go 1, 2, 3, 4. That's what I'm going to do. So I'm going to go 1 to the mummy, 2, 3, and then pick up all of the items at the church, which will be helpful both for the mummy and for Dracula. And just, oh God, I gotta hope he doesn't go in there and kill them. Hopefully the mummy's activating. All right. Shoot, he's not. All right, 3 items. It could be over here, possibly. Camp and the inn. Okay, so Wolfman, oh wait. Place Malva at the camp. Okay, there she is. Then Dracula is going to activate. So he's going to move 1 and roll, hopefully, 2 blanks. I'm very excited. All right, so we live to see another day for now, but we're really, really not looking good because literally there's 2 people there. No, it's fine. So I'm going to move with my special action to the docks, and then I'm going to defeat Dracula. So I have 4, 5, 6. You're dead. Okay, so Dracula has been defeated. All that we have left is the mummy. Oh my God, I feel very stressed out by all of this. I've never won this game before. So I'm feeling a lot more confident than I have been. And it's all about the rolls, I guess. I want to go there. Here's what I'm going to do. 3, 4, and I'll take them with me. Because at least that way I'm giving myself some defense. That's me. Mummy. Right. We have 2 items. Museum. Perfect. And the Institute, which is, once again, flush with items. This is not going to trigger. The mummy will trigger because he is auto-frenzied. So he's going to move 1 here. Roll 2. Please do not turn these upside down. Okay, good. Ooh. All right, back to me. I'm going to use my special ability to move in with the mummy. Then, so that's 1. So 2 to the museum. For 3, I will spend this 4 yellow to move some stuff around. 1, 2, 3, 4. And then I will spend this 2 yellow, because I can do this. 1, 2. All right, it's done. What do I need? Oh, I need red to kill him? 9 red, and I just have a bunch of stupid blues. Okay, that's my entire turn. 2 items. We got to put all of these back in the bag. Church. Theater. Dracula is dead, but the mummy is going to go. So the mummy's going to move 1, roll 2. I do have some defense. Okay, so I'll get rid of a blue. Whatever. Nobody cares about blues anyway. I need to go find some red stuff. And like a lot of it. So where I really want to be, I guess, is the inn. Or here is a 6. All right, I'm going to go 1, 2, 3, 4. Because I'm going to try and get that too. All right. Mummy, no items. Dracula, you did. The mummy will go because he's frenzied. So he's going to move 1. And he will roll 2. What we really do not want is an exclamation mark. Thank God. Now, me again. 1, 2. I think I did it. 3. With my special action. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. So I have done it. Oh my God. I've literally never won this game. Solo, co-op, never, never. I'm so excited. Thank God the cameras are on. Hopefully everything's still recording. We have done it. We have defeated everyone. And now we can have a monster mash. A freaking graveyard smash. And that is Horrified solo. Sorry, I'm kind of in shock a little bit because I can't believe I did that. So I love this game. I have been playing this game pretty much since it came out. I do have both this version as well as the American Monsters version. There's a new version coming out about Greek monsters, I believe. And there's actually a game night episode on that if you're interested in checking out how that one works. But if you're looking for like a fun and challenging solo experience to play during the Halloween season, I think that this is a fantastic option. Lots of variability, lots of fun. It can be very punishing with dice rolls, such as that one that I just did. But if you don't mind a little randomness, then you should be all good. But that's everything that I have for today. If you are interested in Horrified, definitely check out its BGG page, which I will make sure to link in the description below. But once again, this has been Jamie with Board Game Geek. I thank you all so much for watching. Have an amazingly happy, scary, creepy, haunted Halloween. And I will see you next month. Bye! Be safe out there, kids. Don't try this at home, okay? I'm a professional. It's on the badge, so, yeah. Ba 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 ba. Who are you gonna call? Me if it's ghost, but probably not if it's any of these other monsters. But you know, still called me, so you're doing our job.